Hey, good morning and happy Saturday to everybody. Wherever you're watching us from, I'm Brian and I'm Peter Synthetics, or with Peter Synthetics, and we're an independent AMSOIL dealer. It's like what you're seeing in the little graphic in the back. That's AMSOIL, #1 synthetic on the market, 100% synthetic. That means at the bottle says 100% synthetic. You're getting entire synthetic. So in other words, when you buy our bottle, buy our oil and filters, you're getting a totally synthetic experience. That means synthesized, not fake. A lot of people think that, well, it's fake oil when they say synthetic. Well, it's not really what that means. I really think that people think that they know more than they do. And give you a great example, I had one of my posts, there was a guy that came on and was talking about how our oil is junk, or our oil is the same thing as everybody else's, and don't be fooled. And I just can't think of a bigger ignorant thing to say as far as within the the world of motor oil. Who wants to talk about motor oil? I mean, it's boring. I mean, you just go and get an oil changed at your quick lube, and that's it. What's all the hype about AMSOIL? Why is it such a thing? Well, I mean, I'm simply here to save you money. Yeah, I'd make money doing it, okay, but we're going to save you money. It's kind of like just like anything else you want to say. I mean, it's kind of like this. People say, well, put a brick in the back of your toilet and you'll save a gallon a week or something, or 5 gallons a bill or something like that. It's not quite like that. It's a lot more than that. You're actually saving 3 to 4 oil changes. Okay, 4 horsemen. You're saving 4 oil changes. That's pretty substantial when oil changes are costing you at the dealer anywhere from like $50 to $80, sometimes even $100, depending on what you're getting and what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying well, I'm yawning. Don't, assume that you don't need to, get your brakes checked and get other things checked that you normally, people say to themselves, well, I'll just have more maintenance when I go in because it'll just be sooner and I'd rather be safe. Well, that's really not the case. Brake pads are usually good for, like even the cheap ones, and like your Napa and your O'Reilly, the very low end are good for like 50,000 miles. I mean, you need to check your brake box when you change them, or ask the mechanic when he takes care of it how many miles, and keep a journal in your vehicle and just write down when you have maintenance. In fact, I've got some journals on the way. If you'd like some, I'll give you a free one. If you'll just leave a comment or send me a message, we'll get you one. That's not a problem. And I pay for them. AMSOIL doesn't give them away as like some kind of gimmick. We have to pay for them. I told you that. I still don't mind giving them away, but I'm just saying that, we are a AMSOIL dealer. We want to bring the best service that we can to you. So back to the cost of the oil change. So if you're paying $80 for an oil change, let's just say AMSOIL for your car with the filter, and give you an extra quart for top off later on, or to have on hand in case your car uses a little bit of oil. You want to keep AMSOIL in it. It's probably going to run you anywhere from between $90 and $110 dollars. It may be a little less than that. It might be a hair more, but it's going to cost you an average about $70 to $110, just depending. And that's just the truth. I mean, I want you guys to come prepared. We have an oil that you can change at your regular interval. We have an oil that you can change at 12,000 miles. And we've got an oil that'll let you go 25,000 miles. And also on your big trucks, our oil will let you go 100,000 miles. And that's not even worrying about doing oil analysis. Sorry, I'm yawning. I don't know how many people that you can actually get that would actually go that far to trust it like that. But once you've done an oil analysis, you find out that you've been giving your money to the oil companies for free. So you think my oil is high. Oh, AMSOIL is overpriced. That's very ignorant. What's overpriced is the fact that they've got you sold down the river. If I could just wake people up and get them to understand that, they go, well, I don't take my oil over 5,000 miles. Well, why? Why? Stop the insanity. Why? I mean, use AMSOIL, you can go 25,000 miles, period. Now, if you don't use an AMSOIL filter and you use a Wix filter, you've got to change it at around 10 to 12,000 miles. Okay. If you use an AMSOIL filter, you can go 25,000 miles. So that's the real difference. And if you take a regular, let's just say you go into your local Napa, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, and you get the cheapest oil that you can get. Okay, get the cheapest oil, and it's rated for your viscosity for your vehicle, and it has the spec for your vehicle, which I can help you find. You can go 3,000, 5,000 miles, then you need to change the oil. Well, now you've just paid $50-ish, give or take $5 or $10. So you might have paid 40, but you might have paid 60 for the cheapest oil in that store. Now, there's nothing wrong with that oil. It's doing the job. If it meets the spec, it's doing the job. But again, the job is only for 5,000 miles or 3,000. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you just opening your wallet and saying, here, take my money? Because then even if you're paying $40, let's just say 40, and that's pretty cheap nowadays, on the right spec oil for your car, and then let's say you got to take it down to another place when you're done driving for that 5,000 miles, and you're going to get the oil changed again. Well, that's another 50, let's just say $40, and now we're at 80 for 2 oil changes. Okay, and that's 10,000 miles. And now let's do another one. That's 15,000, and we're at 120. And now we're at 20, and then we're at 150, 160 dollars. And then if you do one more, you can go into the 25,000 mile range. And now we're into the $200 range. So now, instead of spending $80, $90, $100, $110 with AMSOIL, and better protection anyway, let's don't forget about that. You are at the point where you're just giving the oil company $100, $120, maybe even $80. It might even be that, much, more expensive or cheaper. Whereas with AMSOIL, you can run that whole entire time without blinking an eye and be right in the pocket. So I can only wake people up so much, I know oil, man. I only go 5,000 miles. And I say that facetiously because people really just don't know. They don't understand. They've been lied to. They've been told this whole thing by the oil companies because they don't want to improve their oil. Why? When they're selling gallons and thousands of thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of it. And to drive the point home, you're just giving them the money. Why not demand a better oil? I mean, let's just forget AMSOIL just for a minute. I'm an AMSOIL dealer. I want to make money. I want to sell AMSOIL. But let's talk about it for a minute. If you use Mobil 1 20,000 mile oil change, you've saved yourself money right there. Do oil analysis. Now, I can't speak for that oil because I haven't studied it. I haven't looked at it as far as really deeply. But I know its reputation, just like people know AMSOIL's reputation. People that are in the know that our oil is the best. There is no one else's oil that can touch ours. So I mean, run Mobil 1 if you have to. Run. There's a Kendall high mileage oil, I believe, that's out there that's pretty good. I've heard. I actually sell that oil. I can sell that to you, but I'd rather sell you AMSOIL. And there's nothing wrong with these oils. These other oils, the ones you get in Napa, and there's the one in O'Reilly's. It's doing the job. But again, you're just handing them the money. So I'm kind of repeating myself now, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I want you to know all the facts and to drive these things home, because I want my listeners to care. I mean, I care about my listeners. I want you to come back and watch more videos and get truth, not just opinion. Because when you start getting opinion in these kind of videos, you're not getting what you're asking for or what you're wanting. You're getting what people think that you want to hear. So in closing, I just want to say that I appreciate you being a part of the channel. Please like and subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It's pretty tough doing these videos, man. These people out here are pretty choosy, and not everybody wants to hear about oil changes. I mean, what am I talking about? I mean, I have more luck selling or getting people to view my videos on my weight loss, by the way. I've got my weight loss update. I'm down to like 363, 362. It's looking good. Next week, we're hitting the gym pretty hard, so I hope you guys can hang out with us for that. And so I'm feeling better every day. This morning, I had a really weird feeling in my stomach, and I don't know what it was. I was just, I couldn't get up right, and finally, I just had a drink of water, got up, and had some breakfast, and I just felt better. I think I was just, I just wasn't feeling well, but man, I feel better now. I feel like $1 million now. So do that for your oil, do that for your engine, and get some quality oil. I mean, I haven't studied Mobil 1, so I can't sit here and tell you that I definitely for sure know about what Mobil 1's going to do, but I can tell you that they've been around forever, and that they're not going to just put out junk, okay? The last thing you need to do is to go into your dollar variety stores and buy the cheapest oil there. Do not do that, because that's probably like Group 1 oil that was going to meet specs for $19.30. And yes, people actually do sell this oil still. Period. They do. Not everybody wants to talk about that. That's not a big, thing that people talk about. There's some farmers out there that actually buy this oil, and they buy this oil and they put it in their tractors, and it's a spec from like 1935 or 29 or something like that. Yes, because their great granddaddy ran it in their tractor, and they figure that if it's got a little bit of dirt in it, that's good, it's going to help or something, and that's just totally bonkers and ludicrous. Anyway, so hope you guys are having a great day, and like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you being a part of the channel, and remember, here at Peter Synthetics, we go deep. Have a better than good day, and God bless.